Well, there was an 85-year-old gentleman who was taking his daily walk through the park when he heard a tiny voice calling to him. "Hey, mister. Psst, mister." And the man looked all around and spotted a little frog sitting in the grass looking up at him. "Hey, mister," said the frog, "a wicked witch cast a spell on me and turned me into an ugly frog. If you'll just kiss me, I'll turn back into a beautiful princess and be forever grateful." Well, the elderly gentleman reached down, picked up the frog, and put it in his pocket and proceeded to walk on. And the frog called out to him again, "Hey, didn't you hear me? I said, if you kiss me, I'll turn into a beautiful princess and be forever grateful." And the man replied, "Well, I heard you, but at my age, I'd rather just have a talking frog." Oh, those princesses. All right. Well, here we are, and I wanted to spend just a little bit more time on Deepak Chopra's The 7 Spiritual Laws of Success, to kind of bring it into this energy of gratefulness and gratitude, and really try to just work with it just a little bit more so we can just get it in our bones and practice it in our lives. Because that's the thing, every year we do a fall book study, and they're always, wonderful authors. And then we sometimes just go on to the next thing. And that's fine. It's just that I think, what would it be like if we just studied one book all year round? And then we got it. Because this little book, the pearls of wisdom in it really are, if we lived by them, life would flow, I think. So let's just take a little journey over the last 7 weeks, what we've covered, and just review a little bit. All right. So 7 spiritual laws of success. And a law is a process by which the unmanifest becomes the manifest. Okay, so there's 7 laws according to this study. And the first law, which is foundational, is the law of pure potentiality. I love this law. To me, it's the reason I'm in ministry. Because for me, when we get that we are pure potentiality, we are pure consciousness. And what that means is that you are pure life, light, wholeness, love, strength, wisdom. You are eternal. You are eternal. And pure potentiality is our essence, and it is the field of infinite possibilities. And when it's not really discovering it, it's uncovering it and allow it to flow. We can fulfill any dream that's ours to fulfill. And I love this. Deepak said, "You are the eternal possibility, the immeasurable potential of all that is." Isn't that yummy? I'm going to say that again. You are the eternal possibility, the immeasurable potential of all that is. There is no separation between you and the infinite field of possibilities in the universe. And I just saw an old 60 Minutes, because I DVR them and sometimes they kind of, pile up before I get to watch them. And they did a segment on Voyager. Remember Voyager 1 and Voyager 2? And Voyager that was set into orbit 40 years ago in 1977. And Voyager right now, you guys, I think they said it's 13 billion years away. Okay, so the whole thing of space to me, is the one thing that can support me in trying to wrap my head around an infinite field of possibility. Okay, imagine that from where we are, 13 billion years away, is Voyager hanging out. in the universe. Folks, we are the universe. We are in this infinite field. Our bodies are this infinite field. We are that, and there is no separation. It's just a beautiful thing to try and imagine and to call forth and express in our lives. Okay, so that's the foundation, pure potentiality. And then Deepak talks about how we really access this and really live it is through the act of giving and receiving. Giving and receiving, folks. That's how we tap in our awareness to that flow. Because as we give, we receive. There's infinite possibilities from where we are to where we give, that space in between. Giving and receiving. And of course, he talks about not giving so much to receive. That's one of the perks of giving. But to give in love because we love to give. Yeah, because the thing is, folks, as we claim pure potentiality, as we give, there's no depletion. When we're truly giving from that awareness of pure potentiality, we know there's way more than enough, and we are way more than enough. And then he goes on to talk about the law of karma, how we have infinite choices. And we're not a victim to anything because we can always make another choice beyond our past conditioning. As many possibilities as there are in the universe are as many choices that we can make. We always have choice. And then there's the law of intention and desire. And as you hold a desire in your heart and you give it attention, remember, where energy goes, where energy flows, attention grows. I say this little ditty. Attention goes, energy flows. Yes, there you go. Yeah. So energy is always flowing, but as we focus our attention on it, we give life to that desire. We imbue it. We imbue it with our knowing, with our faith, and that's how it shows up from the unmanifest to the manifest. We are very powerful beings. And then there's the law of Dharma. The law of Dharma, where we come into an awareness of what's our divine purpose? What is your unique gift and talent? What would you be doing in the world if time or money was not a consideration? What would you be doing? Would you be doing what you're doing? Yeah. It's an opportunity to tune in. Are you living your purpose? Because Deepak says, wow, when we claim the pure potentiality that we are, and we are living from a passion in our heart, what's alive in us, we can move through any challenge, and we can create abundance expressing in our life. And then gratitude, when we imbue this whole process, this whole life that we're living with gratitude. Folks, gratitude is an awareness practice. And you know, the whole foundation of the 7 spiritual laws of success is awareness. Is awareness as we're aware of pure potentiality, as we're aware that we're giving and receiving, and aware that we have infinite choices, aware of our desires, aware of our purpose. Gratitude is an acknowledgement and a celebration of what we are, what we have, and what's possible. So combining all that, life flows in amazing ways. And so, but sometimes in our human condition, it can be easy to forget this, can it? Yeah. It can be easy to forget that we're pure potentiality. It can feel like life is closing in. It can feel like, boy, there's a heck of a lot of negativity out there. And no matter what I do, I don't know if I can make a difference. But there's a story that I wanted to share with you. You know, Alan Cohen is one of my favorite writers. I love him, and he's written several books. He hasn't really put one out in recent years, but one, I Had It All the Time. he tells of this story of two people that are living into their Dharma, and they do it with such grateful hearts. They do it really living these 7 spiritual laws. And they are from Maui, and I want to share this story with you. If I can find it right here. There you go. It's the East Maui Animal Refuge, the Boo Boo Zoo. Yeah. Where the caretakers, Sylvan and wife Susie, nurture animals that no one wants because they're either injured or abused or sick. And so they take them in to their care, and when Alan was there were about 400 animals there that included a dog, a cat, of course dogs and cats, but deer and a mongoose. I mean, just any animal that needs love and uplifting. And so this organization completely survives on people's donations, and they do not turn their back on a single creature. And Alan said that as he watched this couple, Sylvan and Susie, do their miraculous work, he said, I just got tears in my eyes because I so saw that they were living their passion, that they were living their love. And so he started to ask them how they got involved with this work. And what happened was Susie had been diagnosed with terminal cancer. And the doctor had given her 6 months to live with basically no hope. And so she came to one of her favorite places, Maui, to live out her last days. And so she met Sylvan, and they discovered they had this mutual love of animals. And so Susie began to see a doctor of Chinese medicine who told her, along with taking herbs, that she would do well to find something to do that satisfied her soul. And so he began to take her to pet stores. And if there was a sickly dog or a sickly kitty in the back of a cage, they would ask to take the animal home with them. And they started just loving them back to health. And word got out, and so people started bringing their animals to them. And they started to notice that the more Susie attended to her boo-boos, her little boo-boo babies, that the less pain she felt. That she found a purpose for which she was receiving joy and deep satisfaction. And she kept doing it until she was spending the majority of her time taking care of the animals. And so they went to a medical doctor who took some tests because really her pain was dissipating almost completely. And they said that her cancer was gone. And at the time that Alan was visiting them, it had been 13 years since she had been diagnosed. So this is what's possible, folks, as we say yes. And whatever, at the beginning of this book study, we explored together, what is true success to you? What does it mean to you to have true success in your life? And so I just invite you to reflect on that. Because for Sylvan and Susie, their true success is their passion for animals and their passion to give back. And they're living that. So what is it for you? Because that's what's important. Because what's possible for us, folks, when we live from our purpose, when we live knowing that we are pure potentiality and we give from that knowing, there is nothing, I believe, that's not possible for us. And plus that, we experience the joy. We experience pure joy of living. And so let's not forget what Deepak taught us to do, in terms of practices. That each day, begin your day in silence. Begin, if you haven't already, a practice of being still and tuning into the silence of your being so that you can tune into the infinite wisdom that lives within you, that is you. Because folks, as we know, as we leave the door and we get on the beltway and we do whatever's ours to do, it's a hustle-bustle world out there, isn't it? And so what is so important for us to do is to anchor before we walk out the door in the morning in our knowing of the truth of our pure potentiality. and to live doing the best we can just to share our unique gifts and talents in this world. Because, folks, the world is calling. The world is calling us, right? All right, so let's affirm together. I can accomplish amazing things when I remember that I am pure potentiality. I am grateful for this truth. Yes, so grateful. And so it is.